So some huge news coming through right now. Quan Buckley, ahead of his class, said recently that Kobe Covington was afraid to even train with him before they fight this weekend in Tampa, Florida. They said that he said recently that it's funny how he was scared to train with me, and now he's stepping in the cage with me. For real, Kobe's been quiet. He hasn't been saying anything because he knows the truth. I think he's really nervous to step in that cage with me. Ooh, that's some big words to say before you get into a fight with a man. He's saying that Kobe is scared to even jump in the cage with him to train. He won't even train with him. Now that's a bad sign. Maybe Kobe don't like the guy. We could just say that. Maybe Kobe don't like Buckley, and he's just looking at it like, you know what? I don't really like Buckley that much, so why would I even compete with him? But Buckley didn't stop there. He accused Covington of cherry-picking opponents outside of his weight class. He says he wants to fight 145-pound fighters. He wants to fight Patty Pimblett. He wants to fight Dustin Poirier. He wants to fight Charles Oliveira. Guys that aren't welterweights. Buckley said, in my opinion, this might be his last fight on his contract. I'm just assuming that if you want to fight, it's going to be your last one. He said, if you want to fight and it's going to be your last one, you want to go off on top. I really feel like, with that being said, he had no choice but to take this fight because this is his last one. Man, that's some huge words. He's telling us that he's getting in the ring with a guy who's afraid right now, who's shook, who doesn't even want to spar or work on grappling or anything. Man, I think if Covington comes out here and smashes this guy, if he smashes Buckley, it's gonna put some bad light on Buckley because he's saying some huge words right now as far as a guy being scared to jump in the cage and then accepting the fight. Now, just on the outside looking in, it's very hard for me to feel like a guy who's jumping in the cage with you. But he said he feels like he had no choice. But the other fights, sounds like he did have a choice if he was able to cherry pick. But it's gonna make for an interesting matchup, man. I haven't really dissected the fight down yet all the way, but I will be doing that later on. But for Buckley, he has to come out and perform. He's saying some stuff right now, and I'm gonna tell you, if he pulls Anthony Smith from last week with the rah rah rah, and I'm gonna take it out in the cage and everything else, and goes out there and doesn't perform well, he's gonna hear about it. But Covington is coming to this fight chill, talking a little smack, but he's relaxed, not really on the edge as much. Just on the outside looking in, Buckley looks more prepared, but Covington, guys, that's comfortable. It happens. That's the way Dustin was early this year in his upset. And usually the more relaxed guy is the sneaky guy. He sneaks up and does a lot of things. The guy who's rah-rah, I don't know, man. It's going to be a close call. A lot of stuff outside the cages makes a lot of sense, but we're going to see. Definitely some huge words ahead of this clash between these guys.